Hey loves, my name is Kyle August and welcome back. Today is day 11 of our 14 days of love leading up to Valentine's Day. And today I want to let you know that your subconscious mind wants to bring you exactly what you want. So when it comes to your specific person, your subconscious mind wants to give them to you and wants them to show up in the exact way that you want. Your specific person actually wants this way more than you do, but it is just our mind working against us that makes us feel that that is not the case. So let's say you are seeing your specific person in your reality, but they're just not showing up in the way that you want yet. Or you're seeing them and they're just not, they don't seem like that perfect soulmate that you were desiring. The easiest example I always like to give is that let's say your specific person is always showing up late to all of your dates or coming in late, not texting you enough, not basically, again, showing up in the way that you see yourself in your end state. So, what's our first response whenever we see this happen? What is the first thing we want to do? The first thing we want to do is we want to take action. We want to hold resentment. We want to force them to change, right? We think that we need to do something in order to change this. We need to manipulate, control, plead, or beg in our external reality to get what we want. But in truth, we don't have to do any of this. There is a much simpler and a much easier way to get what we desire, to basically exhibit or have and give love and abundance and positivity to yourself and everyone around you. And again, like I mentioned, it's much easier than doing any of this in your external reality. We never have to beg. We never have to plead for what you desire. What you desire, you are deserving of. So don't let anyone convince you that you can't have what you want. So here's what we're going to do instead of exhibiting or forcing, taking so much energy to exhaust ourselves in our external reality to change what we desire. And instead, it's going to sound like something you've heard a billion times before, but we need to look inward and we need to change our assumptions first and foremost. This is going to be the most important part, and I will give you a very easy way to do this in just a moment. If we don't do it this way and we continue to exhaust ourselves in our external reality, it usually ends up showing up or manifesting as resentment or anger or negativity towards your specific person. Think about the last time they did not show up in the way that you were desiring. How did you feel? How did you act? You felt like you were deserving of something better, which obviously you are, but how did we go about it? Usually, again, we try to manipulate. We get angry. We get upset with them for not texting us as much or for not asking us to hang out as much. But remember, your entire reality is a reflection of your subconscious mind. If we are continuously acting and trying to force them to change, we're never going to see a change in anything happening, right? The change always starts within us, within our internal beliefs, our thoughts, our own actions, and then that causes our external reality again to change. If we are not and we are in constant reaction to our external reality, it only reiterates this more. So if your specific person is showing up late to all your dates and you're like, they need to change, and then I'll feel like I like them or I want to give more time to them. That is not going to help us. It's only going to reiterate this idea because your assumption is they're late all the time, right? There's someone who is late and they need to change. They need to alter that. And when we then don't see the outcome we want, because again, there's no change in our assumptions, we get mad, we get upset, which is 100% all right, but I'm sure you don't like feeling mad or feeling upset. So again, we need to stop and change it at the source, which is ourselves, and then we see that outcome happening. The more we feel like we need to wait for this change and the more we feel as if we don't have the power, the longer we're just going to reiterate the same state that we're in. And I want you guys to get this change. I want you to be with your specific person in the quickest way possible. So follow this to a T. And again, I'm going to give you this metaphor that is going to make it all make sense. If you follow this, you are going to see your reality change. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine at this very moment that your specific person has split into two people. Okay, the first one is going to be the way that you feel your specific person is at this very moment with all of the not so positive characteristics. Maybe they're not texting you back enough. Maybe they're not hanging out with you as much as you desire. And then I want you to split them again into this other version of themselves that is the perfect version that you are desiring to see in your reality. Okay, you got these two people. Again, they're the exact same, except this person holds all the assumptions that you want, and this person is exactly how you feel they are, your current assumptions at this very moment. Now let's take a moment and think about how we would react towards each of these. So both of them are a real possibility in our life right now. Obviously, we would gravitate and move towards the version of them that is perfect, that matches our assumptions, that treats us in the way that we want, that texts us whenever we desire, who hangs out with us, who pursues us, right? We're going to give a lot of attention to that version, and we are going to give zero attention to this version that is not in our assumptions. And then I will also ask, how much do you feel, or how inspired are you to make this version of your specific person change? Right now, again, you have the two options. You could be with the person that's the perfect version or the not so perfect version. How motivated are you to make them change? Right now, you would say absolutely zero. You don't care how that version of them acts. You have no desire to change them because you have the availability of the perfect version of them. You have access to this version, so who cares how that one's acting? Does this person who is acting against what you desire, did they ever make you feel mad, make you feel angry, make you feel resentful? I would imagine no, because you obviously don't care. That's not the version that you want. Do you ever feel inspired to force them to change, to text them how you're feeling, how you wish that they were acting different? No, not at all, because again, this is not the version you want, and because you have access to the version that you really truly love and desire, it doesn't matter. But this is our reality at this very moment. Right now, you may be seeing this version of your specific person that you don't like, but you have immediate access to this version as long as you mentally put your conscious awareness onto them. And when you imagine this split, it's going to make everything feel so much easier. And you're going to know exactly how to react whenever you see your specific person show up in a way that you don't want. Act as if you are speaking and you are talking to this version of them, that you do not care if they change because you have access to the perfect version, this specific individual that you love, enjoy, that matches your instinct. When you close your eyes and you imagine your wedding day, it's this person on there, not this person, this one that could care less about you. You know, that version doesn't exist. You do not want to put any of your attention and effort. You feel no resentment, no anger, no urge to change them because you have access to that perfect version. But this is your reality with anything when it comes to your manifestation. You always have access and the ability to create or have exactly what you want. You don't have to settle for this version of them that you don't like, or the job that doesn't pay you enough, or that you don't like enough. You never have to settle for that version of anything. But for whatever reason, and because we give a lot of attention and energy to our external reality, and because we attempt to take action and exhaust ourselves, we think that the not so positive version of anything in our life is the only option, but it absolutely is not. So again, to make this super easy, super simple, anytime you see your specific person acting in a way that you don't want, you're talking to this version of them. You don't have to give them attention. You don't have to give them your energy. How would you act if they tried to be with you? You'd be like, oh, no, thank you. You're a great, awesome, lovely human being, but I know what I want and I know what I deserve. It would never be an angry or upset, or it would always be treated or met with understanding and love and positivity. Whereas right now, we don't maybe treat them in that way. We treat them with, you need to act this way. Change yourself right now. you need to alter, do this, do that, right? I don't like you doing this. But all of that thought, all of that attention only is giving life and making us feel like this version, this outcome is the only outcome that we can have. And that's totally a false idea. So I want you guys to know that you always have access to the perfect version of whatever it is that you want. And I only want you to ever give your attention and energy to this version of your job, to your life, and in this case, of your specific person. And always treat and act lovingly and positive towards everything in your reality, even if it's not something that you want. But no, you don't have to choose that. Like in another video I mentioned, in which when you pull up YouTube, it gives you a bunch of suggestions and you pick and choose what you want. You never focus and give a lot of attention to a video that you don't want. You never watch it just to be mad at it, right? You would just be like, oh, I don't like that video, but I like that one. I'll click that one. And we only give our attention and our energy to exactly what we want. So why should our specific person be any different? Hopefully this helps you guys out, because I know just imagining that split is going to make everything so much easier. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you guys wanted to send me a personal message or wanted to reach out for one-on-one coaching, head over to my website, which is kyleaugustcoaching.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to continue getting the best updates. And I want to see your guys' success during this 14 days of love. I want to see you get your specific person. That is all I got for you guys today. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.